What's going on, guys? So in front of you, you're looking at the 2025 Toyota Tacoma TRDPro. This thing is absolutely beautiful. And quite frankly, when Toyota reached out to me and they said, hey, we're going to send you a Tacoma so you can review it, I was like, okay, that's cool. And I'm not expecting too much, but then this thing shows up. I was not expecting a TRDPro. So let's dive into the specs. Let's see what this thing's all about. Hang tight. I'll be right back. Okay, so under the hood, this thing is a beast. A traditional Tacoma is going to come with 228 horsepower and 243 pound-feet of torque standard. If you hop up to the SR model, you're going to get 278 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque, which is pretty dang impressive for a mid-size truck. Until you take a look at this TRDPro, which actually has 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque, which comes from a 2.4-liter turbocharged hybrid engine. That is pretty dang insane. There's so much going on here, and let's try to hit on some of these before we move to the interior. So you can see we have our Goodyear Wrangler tires. These are 33-inch tires on 18-inch TRD wheels that look absolutely beautiful. We have our custom-tuned TRD suspension. These are actually a Fox partnered suspension component. It's Fox internal bypass QS3 shocks. In the back, you also get Fox-tuned reservoir shocks, and these are remote reservoir shocks. On the front, you're going to have a very high clearance bumper for those extreme approach angles. You're also going to have a thick skid plate down there as well to absorb any impacts that you might have. In the bumper are going to be mounted rigid LED lights that you can control from the inside, as well as parking sensors. All the lighting up front is LED, including the accent strips, which are animated. In the center of the grille, you have your TRD light bar. Again, you also have a control for that on the inside. In gloss black, you're going to have this beautiful hood scoop on the very front with a very contrasting tone to it that just stands out really well. You're also going to have 360-degree camera angles as well as slider bars going all the way down the side in case you impact any rocks on the trail. On the back, you have an ARB steel bumper with ARB recovery points. You also have a 2-inch receiver back here along with your 7-way connector and a 4-way connector. You're going to have a maximum towing capacity of 6,500 pounds and a maximum payload capacity of 1,705 pounds, but we're going to see specifically what this truck has. For being such a luxury trim vehicle with a pretty dang aggressive off-road package, it's pretty nice to see that this still has 1,200 pounds worth of maximum cargo capacity, which is a good number for this size of vehicle, especially considering how it's equipped. You have beautiful wide body molding on this as well. The fender flares truly give this a muscular look and a very aggressive, kind of menacing look to it as well. There's TRD badging all over this vehicle to clearly indicate what you're driving, and I'm going to tell you, you get a lot of looks going down the road in this. I absolutely love that contrasting two-tone look as well with the main white body panels, and then you get the black high gloss trim as well as the black upper portion of the cab. Tell me what you think about that. That's actually something that I've thought about doing to my truck, but I want to know what your thoughts are when you see it here on this Tacoma. And here's a feature you've probably never seen on a mid-size pickup truck before. I can hold down the tailgate down button, which is really, really nice. But then I can also hold it down again and raise the tailgate. This is something you've seen on half-ton trucks and even 3/4-ton up trucks, but this isn't something I've seen yet on mid-size trucks. So in the bed of the truck, you have what's called a sheet molded composite bed. It's basically like a plastic, but it's a very, very thick, super, super strong plastic, and arguably stronger than just about any type of steel or aluminum material that people are using. You have a really, really thick bed mat back here as well to offer extra protection. You have a 110 outlet back here as well that's rated at 2,400 watts. That is absolutely crazy on a mid-size pickup truck. Then inside of this storage pocket right here, you have storage. And you can close that up when you're not using it. You have a really nice track system going all the way around if you need to secure anything to the bed. And these can all rotate and move and you can reposition them. And then in here you have some more storage. Plus you have 12-volt outlet up here, USB outlet over here, and USB-C outlets right here. A lot of power capabilities from the bed of this vehicle, and you even have bed lighting back here as well, which is positioned right towards the center of the bed to give you the most usable light to cover the largest space possible. This is an absolutely incredible bed, and it has a very, very cool electric auto up tailgate. Again, under the hood, you have an iForce Max 2.4 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque. And you can see that this one has definitely been subjected to a little bit of off-road use. The engine is paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission with quite a few different terrain modes. Let's hop on the inside. So changing things up here a little bit, instead of starting from the front, we're going to actually look in the back because you're going to want to see what Toyota did with these absolutely insane isodynamic sport seats that they have. They actually have shock absorbers built into the seats, and you can adjust the PSI so you can actually increase or decrease how firm these are whenever you impact things and the shock absorbers come into play. But this is really cool. The one negative of having these is that it does eat up some of your leg room back here. So even my small daughter sitting in the back felt that she was a little cramped, and the seats right now are actually in kind of a normal seated mode for the front area. So you lose quite a bit of legroom by having these absolutely incredible seats. But if you're primarily getting this vehicle as an off-road vehicle and you don't really need the back seat space, this is going to be something that's going to be a big standout, and typically something you might only see in perhaps a supercar. You still get legroom back here, just not nearly as much. So if you plan on seating any adults in here who are over like 5'6", they're probably going to be a little bit cramped with their knee space. And I can kind of imagine if you were involved in a front-end collision, none of this is stuff that you would want to impact. But very, very nice looking seat. You have that cool kind of camouflage look. This is a really, really bold, screaming out red interior. Kind of good looking, though. It really matches this whole TRD accent that they're going for with this truck. Now, hopping in the driver's side, you can see the TRD badging on the door. It looks beautiful, has this really cool carbon fiber look to it, has really, really nice rubber hand grips on top of the actual hand grip right here. You have all your power window, door lock features, no memory seat features. I do wish that this had memory seats. You do have power front seats on both sides. They allow you to go up and down on the passenger side. On the driver's side, you can tilt the front of the seat forward, up and down, and the back of the seat's the same way, or you can raise the height completely. You have all sorts of lumbar controls right here, and you have a ton of side bolstering. These are absolutely designed to grip you in your seat if you're going to be going over some crazy off-road course and you're going to throw the truck side to side and you want to stay in your seat. These will definitely accomplish that. One of the side notes of that is the fact that if you're trying to climb in, you have to climb over this because there's no step sides at all right here to help you get into the vehicle. But let's hop inside. So now that we're inside, these seats are very, very comfortable, and the side bolstering really comes into play because you can really feel it kind of gripping your kidney area, and they're just really, really comfortable seats. That said, this bottom part of the bolstering can make it a little difficult to get in and out of the vehicle since, again, there are no step sides or running boards because they have rock sliders on it. You have your red TRD button right here to start everything up. Full LCD display up here. Also, that huge infotainment system you've come to know from Toyota. Once you start the vehicle, you're going to be greeted by this really loud beeping noise. You might ask what this is. This is actually an action cam. You have a dash camera up here, and if you're going to be recording crazy off-road maneuvering and things like that, you can have a memory card inside of here, you can have a microphone feature, you can broadcast to connect to your phone, your power button, and you can turn the action cam on and off from this really cool kind of integrated dash camera feature. You also have a GoPro mount on the back of the truck as well if you want to record the party going on in the back. You have a really nice camera rear view mirror right here. Your home link buttons are right here as well. Sunglass holder. Again, this is a feature General Motors needs to start reincorporating back into their vehicles. This does have a sunroof as well. You have really, really beautiful bolstered seats, TRD badging right here. You have a JBL sound system included with a really cool center speaker right there that has a JBL logo on it. The dash layout is gorgeous. It is a very, very sophisticated, very modern, but very like cockpit style interior. I actually really like that. Again, huge screen up here, all your typical functions and features that you've come to love from Toyota. Huge font. Everything is absolutely enormous on this screen, and there's just a tremendous amount of information that you can actually get into from these screens. You can see a lot of the information related to your trip, miles per gallon, history, all of that. You have all of your off-road features that are going to be displayed on this screen over here. All of your controls here, including all your radar cruise control features, your lane departure features, your voice activated features. On this side, you can actually rotate your headlights up and down. So if you're in certain scenarios where you want the beam to go higher, you can raise them or you can lower them. You can dim your dash lights if you want or increase the brightness. brightness. Fuel door right here. Your auto headlight features on, plus you have traction control. You have your AC power, power down and up tailgate, and you have 3 auxiliary upfitter switches here, which are super cool. So you can add extra light bars. Perhaps you want to put a solenoid to activate a winch. You have a lot of capabilities here as well. You can turn your TRD light bar on and off right here, and of course you can turn on or off your door lights as well as your high center mount light in the back. On the steering wheel, really comfortable steering wheel, very plush TRD badging right here. Moving over this way, you have your trailer brake controller, something that a lot of vehicles in this size don't get or aren't even optionable to get. So I love the fact that you have your trailer brake controller. This is a good spot for it. Over here, you have your dual zone air conditioning system. All your air conditioning controls are manual and you don't have to go through the screen for them, which I really like. They're keeping it very analog in this space, which is good. This is definitely one of those areas that I feel benefits from not having too much tech and too much touchscreen. You have your wireless phone charger right here. You have 2 USB-C outlets here to charge your phones, 45 watts each, which is really nice. Coming down the center, your parking brake. You can shift to your different 4-wheel drive modes, tow haul mode, downhill assist, and crawl mode. You have your multi-terrain select mode as well. So if we rotate that knob, you'll see how we can switch to different types of controls there. And then you can switch to multi-terrain and change from like mud, sand, snow, all those features here from the center as well. You have a rear backup assist, which gives you the ability to back a trailer up straight. Plus you can change to your camera angles, which we'll do in a second. You can lock your diff, and you also have a sway bar disconnect. If we put the camera feature on, you have tons and tons of camera views with this system. It is absolutely insane. When you go and drive and then hit your camera, it gives you a ton of different camera angles. You can have this off-road camera angle, which gives you a side view, plus a really close front view. You can see the angle of the vehicle, both front and back and side to side. You have the ability for the camera to automatically come on as you approach things as well. You can change the camera view very easily. And again, all of these are going to be your basic off-road camera modes. Now, if you go to your general camera modes, you have all sorts of different angles. So you can see the side of the vehicle, front of the vehicle, back of the vehicle. You can do a full surround of the vehicle. You have the ability to look at your steering angle as well. Again, off-road cameras. This just gives you a tremendous amount of cameras that typically these mid-size pickup trucks don't offer you in a very high-resolution screen. So that is really cool. They give you a nice grip right here as well. They give you a standard cigarette lighter style 12-volt plug here, which some manufacturers have removed from their vehicles. So that is really nice. They did get away from the standard USB-A jacks that used to be in vehicles, and they're only giving USB-C, which I don't think is that big of a deal, but I think a lot of people still have a traditional USB jack that they would like to plug in. So that would be really nice if they brought that back. You know, I brought up in some of the other vehicles that I had recently reviewed that they did not put heated and cooled seats in a lot of trucks. Well, this has heated and ventilated seats for both the driver and passenger front seat, as well as a heated steering wheel. I love the fact that they're doing that, and it definitely elevates this truck to a much more higher premium level of vehicle. Over here, you have a really nice flat area for your passenger to put their cell phone in or whatever they want to carry with them, so they're not stuffing all the pockets with it. Your glove box is right here. You have these cool little basket areas that are made out of plastic and formed on the side, more TRD badging. And then you have this cool little pocket right here, which I currently have my glass holder in. Really nice and deep pocket there. You know, honestly, that's a great place to put your mail. 2 cup holders right here, and you also have your center console right here, which isn't too large. You have 2 cup holders back here, which is nice because a lot of mid-size pickup trucks don't actually offer you cup holders here. Instead, they put the cup holders in the armrest in the back, which this truck does not have an armrest in the back seat, which is something that I think would be nice if they did have. But overall, this is an absolutely beautiful truck. We're going to have this for a while, and we'll definitely give you our driving impressions on it. Overall, this is an absolutely beautiful truck. We've had an opportunity to put about 30 miles on the truck since we've had it, and this thing is fun to drive. It has a very muscular tone to it from the inside. They're kind of replicating what a really beefy V6 or small V8 might sound like. And yeah, it's kind of fun. Let's take this thing on a quick little trip around the yard so I can show you how it sounds. Okay, I don't know if you can hear it, but man, this thing sounds incredible on the inside. It kind of feeds you a tone that you definitely feel is pleasant. But that tone is definitely not the same sound you're going to get from the outside. And from the outside, it doesn't sound terrible. It definitely sounds deep and beefy, but again, you're hearing a deep and beefy 4-cylinder. Anyways, guys, we are going to have this truck for a week, so we're going to spend quite a bit more time in this truck giving you our longer term impressions and what this thing's all about. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, drop a comment below, and we'll be back to talk to you more about this truck again soon.